Hey everyone, Stedman from Action Figure Overload doing a figure review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Rogue One action figures. These are all the regular 6-inch figures that you can find from Rogue One that were released on Force Friday, so you should be able to find them in stores and online. From left to right, we have the Death Trooper, K-2SO, Jyn Erso, Captain Cassian Andor, and the Toys R Us exclusive Imperial Hover Tank Pilot. So let's go ahead and get this review going with K-2SO. On the front we have the figure in the window and its portrait at the bottom. On the right side we can see the name as well as on the left side. And on the back we see a description of the figure. So here we have K-2SO standing really tall and looking really cool. I like the look of this figure. The humanoid shape is really cool. He's a little bit awkward with the super long arms and the long legs. I like the matte black color that they use for the finish, and even the silver scratches and scrapes that they added onto him to make him look worn out. K-2SO doesn't come with any accessories, so let's just get right into the details of this figure. The head sculpt on this figure is pretty awesome. The black matte finish came out really nice, and it's like going all the way around. We got some battle damage here on the side, or just rather some like scrapes and scratches showing that he's worn out. Some more nicks and things on the side here, and on the back of the head we have this dent that's actually in the plastic, so that's molded in there, so it's part of the sculpt, and I think that came out cool. It's a nice touch. If we look closer at the mouth, we can see a lot of the detail that they put into it right here. So at the front of the mouth, he has like the two pegs and the lines for the voice box. And then on the side, we can see all the mechanisms and everything. And it's a nice silver paint in there for the mouth. And I think that came out really nice as well. We got a little red paint on there to show some LED light effects. And the other side, we can see similar detail and good paint apps as well. The neck piece is pretty simple. It's got a couple rings around it and little lines for the detail, but I think it came out really nice. The ring around the neck on the chest, it came out good as well. We see some lines and some detail and some nice sculpting there happening. Moving out into the chest, we see some more wear and chipping on the chest piece. We got some nice detail on the front here on the chest, and we got some LEDs happening right here as well. On the side, we can see where the shoulder joints start to form, and there's some good wear here. We got some nice paint apps happening. We got the strip here for white, and then there's the gray. We have some orange marks happening and some yellow marks happening. He is a reprogrammed Imperial droid, so I like how they still have the Imperial logo on both of his shoulders. So that way it doesn't get questioned or anything. It can still like do some infiltrating for the rebels. We got some nice lines on the side right here. We have the joint, some more wear, and then his hands. I think the hand sculpts are really cool too. They kind of remind me of like the Terminator hands, the way that they're flat on the back of the palm, and then we just have the long fingers. And on the inside, we can see that. It's cool how they did the paint change. So we have like the black for the arm, and then it goes gray, and then it goes black for the hand. So we have the gray wrist. I like that. It gives it that old rustic look. On the back of the figure, we got some nice sculpting happening around here. This is almost like the back of the Stormtrooper back plate, how it has like the raised part with the lines in it, so that's pretty cool. We got some antenna happening around here, nice little paint box over here, and down below we got some more mechanisms and some vents, and so that looks really cool. We got some red for LEDs, and I think the sculpt happening right here is really nice. We got some gears right below that for the waist. I think it came out nice. There's some nice detail happening here for the front of the waist. This orange trim that they have around the shoulders and around the leg joints is really awesome. I think it makes the figure like stand out just a little bit more because it's not just all black. He does have a little bit of color added to it to make him stand out. And so it's on the actual leg and on the actual hip piece as well. Getting a closer look at the hip, there is a gray metallic paint in there, and we got some detail happening in there, so that's cool. Looking at the leg, we see some nice sculpt here. Moving down some more around the knees, right above and below the knees. Then here we see some more sculpt in the design for K-2SO. And then this droid is really cool. They did a lot of detail into this and I like it a lot. Here we have the foot, and we see some nice sculpt happening here. There's the back of the foot, and there's the side. Another thing I noticed about the figure that I really like is that he has clear joints. So if we look at the elbow here, there's like usually going to be filled with like a black peg or something, but it's clear. You can see right through it. I think that's really cool. Same thing for the knee joints and for the ankle joints. And I think that that really just adds into the effect of the robot and how old K-2SO probably really is, with those circle joints with the space in between them. For his articulation, his head has two ranges of motion. He can move down a whole lot, and he can look pretty much straight down. Looking up, he can't look up at all. He just looks forward, but he's so tall, he doesn't really need to look up at anything or anyone. But then he also has neck movement, so his neck can move up and down, which gives him even more range of motion, so he can look straight down if he needed to, and he can look straight ahead if he wants. The arms move up about that much, and he is a droid, so limited articulation in the shoulders is not that big of a deal, and they also move up like that. He does have rotation right above the elbow, and his elbows do bend at 90 degrees. He has rotation on the wrist, and there's a hinge on the wrist as well. He has limited movement on the diaphragm. I mean, there's small range of motion, but it's better than nothing. His legs at the hip can move out that much, and they can go up pretty high, like all the way. Pretty limber for a droid. He has articulation at the knees. His knees bend a little over 90 degrees, so that's really nice. He has rotation right below the knee, and his ankles bend. Pretty great articulation at his ankles, and they do bend from side to side. Nice pivot there as well. And K-2SO has peg holes. Yeah. K-2SO stands in at just below 7.5 inches. Here he is next to Cassian Andor. And here he is with all the other figures in the wave. K-2SO is probably my favorite figure from this wave. I like his humanoid shape, how he's tall and lanky, the matte black paint apps, and all the details indicating all the wear on his body. And I'm actually really impressed with the height of this figure, how he towers over everyone like he's supposed to, and he's really easy to balance and pose around even though his legs are really thin. And the articulation is really cool for a droid figure. The only downside, if any, is that he didn't come with any accessories, but as a droid, I don't know what accessories he would come with, so I'm not really going to worry about that too much. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. Be sure to check out my other Rogue One reviews by clicking the links in the description below. Feel free to leave a comment and check out my Instagram and Facebook pages. Later.